Cool. All right, cool. So we had a look at the strategy last time, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah. So strategy we said in, I mean, it's one of the behavioral design pattern. Yeah. So
mhm,
it extends, it let us extend behavior on anything we want to work with. So something like it, I mean, these strategies we saw, right? So we can
right.
extend the system to apply one of these strategies to work with. Yeah, like we were doing it here. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's strategy. So yeah, so it's a pattern, when you see there are a lot of things I can choose from, options as, then that's a strategy we can think of. Like, I mean, we can put this in code, the pattern itself. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So today, let's have a look at the next one on the book, which is the iterator. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard of this thing?
Only when I was studying Java.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like a looping mechanism or something. Something
exactly.
to do with loops or
Yes, yes, you've said it right. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, so if you want an object to behave like you can loop through, yeah, then we have to use a design pattern called iterator. So I
okay.
can show you. Yeah. So
Mhm.
let's say, yeah. So if you have a list, it's already an iterator. That's why we can be able to loop on it, right? We can apply a for loop on it, right? But then if it's not a list and if it's some custom object we're creating, how do we make that object become loopable or iterable? This is where we have to use the iterator design pattern, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So what yeah, let's have a look at the example. We can go straight in because this is, as the name says, it's for looping. So let's say we have a class called fruit bag or something. Yeah, it's a fruit bag, right? And then so in order for the fruit bag to be initialized, we need a list, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it needs the list of fruits, right? So let's say, I mean, it will have the list of fruits, and then that is the list of, actually, the list of, let's create a fruit. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to create the fruit, and then for that, we can use our data class fruit. Yeah, and then uh let's say fruit with val name.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I've just formatted the code as well. You see? Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. So
Was that a control
yes,
alt?
Control Shift L and
Yeah, alt command.
yeah, yeah.
Oh no, what is it? Alt
Oh,
command and L.
for me, it's Command Shift L.
Oh,
So
command shift L.
yeah, for me.
Or
Um,
did you program it like that?
yeah, that's the key I have. I mean, because of the key map I'm using, it's the IntelliJ key map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no, I
let's
remember it does.
yeah, yeah. Okay, anyway. Right, cool. Yeah, so we have a fruit data class, which has name. So if we now say, um, yeah, let's create our main class, sorry, main function, and let's create a fruit bag itself, yeah?
Mm.
So, but then this needs a list of fruits, no? List,
Yeah.
yeah. And let's create the fruits with a name, apple. The second one is um, banana. Yeah, cool. So this fruit bag has a list of these fruits, right? So we
Yeah.
call this guy, and let's see whether we can iterate this, right? So if I say for, and then I'm going to say, let's call f is a variable I'm just creating in for loop in fruit bag, immediately we can see the ID is complaining. This fruit bag is not an iterator. See, for loop range must have an iterator method. So not identifying this object, which is our fruit bag class, is not an iterable thing. You see?
Right.
But using the iterator design pattern, we can make this thing an iterable, even though the fruits it's taken is a list. But we can, the intention here is to, loop through the fruits this fruit bag has and print the names or something, right? So there is a list of fruits inside the fruit bag. We can access it, and we can loop through. But imagine if we can't access it because it's private here, isn't it? So if most of the cases, it'll be like that. So a bag could have fruits, and the fruits will be only known to the bag, right? So we won't be able to access it. We will be only known when we create the object and send the list to it. But once it's created, the bag itself, how do we make this iterable? That's what we're looking at, right? So yeah, so this is when we need to say it should implement an iterator. Yeah, of it needs the type, so of fruits. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the moment we say it needs an iterator, because this is an already created interface and it's in Java, right? There you go, Kotlin standard library. It uses Java classes and stuff. Java. It's built on Java, right? So it's using the iterator from Java. So
right.
Yeah. So yeah. So what is an iterator? It says an iterator over a collection or another entity that can be represented as a sequence of elements, allows to sequentially access the elements. So there we go. So it will make something to loop through or access elements sequentially, right? So this has two methods, actually two functions in this case. Yeah, to implement next and has next. Yeah.
Right.
So the next is returns the next element in the iteration. So we need to tell how are we going to let this iteration to give us the next element. That's something that we need to tell, right? We need to implement. Has next is to say when to stop. So the iteration will stop if there are any more elements by checking if there is an element next, as has next. So the moment we say don't loop after this, has next returning false, then it will stop. So we need to implement those. That's why we have a red flag here saying you need to implement these members, right? So yeah, let's see how can we implement this. Are we good so far?
Oh, you have to return the iterator.
Yeah.
For you to be able to override these two functions.
Yeah. You need to implement an iterator. Yep. An interface called iterator, so that the fruit bag will be behaving an iterable, so that then we can loop on it. That's what we're doing here, right? So if you want a for loop to loop on something, that thing should be an iterator. Yeah.
Right.
It's like a list. Yeah. But we have the list internally given to this fruit bag. So we are trying to iterate the whole fruit bag itself. But it's just our object, right? It's not a list. It's just, it's something that we are creating as an object. So if you want to make any object to become a list, like a list, or in other words, an iterator, we need to implement the iterator interface for the fruit bag for that object. Yeah. You with me, Jason? Any questions or you...
Yeah. No, I remember. I remember iterator, and there was a couple of other ones that came with it, and I'm just trying to remember where it was. I think it was in the. One sec. Oh yeah, it was something to do with like the utility classes of the collection.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was to do with sorting, that one of the sorting classes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just remember it being there's one called list
Oh,
iterator.
I think you're talking about the comparable, right? Yes.
Yeah, there was comparable list iterator and
Yeah,
iterator and all that. It was
correct.
like a cursor or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it to do with that?
Yes, yes. But then this is to make something to iterate through. If you want to have it in a for loop,
Okay.
for loop to iterate through, right? So if you
Yeah.
want to for loop something, that thing has to be an iterator.
Right, right, gotcha.
Yeah, we can for loop a list. So if I take this out, you know, let's take what's in this function.
Comment it out and just copy it down. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. Fruits. Yeah. So this is my list. I can iterate this list because it's an iterator already. Yeah. So let's iterate the list. Yeah, is fine. See, I can apply this into a for loop because of it's a list of. List of is a list. What is a list? List is collection, but what is collection? Iterable. You see that? And that
Okay,
iterable
yeah.
gives you the iterator work to work with. So if you make an object iterator, which is actually an iterable, that thing can be iterate through. I mean, loop through in a for loop. Yeah. But our fruit bag wasn't an iterator before. So that's why we made this as an iterator here, right? So
What did
that
you do to that fruit? I didn't understand it.
this one.
Yeah, you done something to it. I
Yeah, yeah.
couldn't see.
Oh, right. Okay, so let's go back. So we had it like this, bro. Okay, so we created the list. Yeah. We had this list called list of fruits, apple, and banana, right?
Okay, inside the fruit bag. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you took them out. You took the list out on its
yeah.
own.
So I made this as a variable. Yeah, I took it out. Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
I was using the shortcut Command Control V
Oh, okay.
to pull it out as a variable. So that's my list. All the fruits. Hi, Cherry.
Hi.
Hey, hey man, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Charlie.
So
Hi. Hi.
yeah. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm a little bit.
That's okay. We just started, So we started on looking at the iterator as the next design pattern.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you might have heard of this already. I mean, so iterator is, I mean, iterate through. You can use a for loop to iterate, So this is that they are calling it as a design pattern because it's a pattern that you can use to make any objects become iterable. So yeah, this is our next one in the list for the behavioral design pattern iterator. Yeah. So we're seeing how to make an object iterable. Yeah. To say it in a verb thing. Iterator becomes iterable. Yeah. So we created a fruit bag which takes a list of fruits, and so we are here creating the fruits, which is the list of fruits, and the fruit bag needs the list of fruits. So we pass that into the fruit bag. So we create the object fruit bag, and we're trying to iterate that fruit bag. So this object is our custom object, right? It's not a list or anything. So that's why I mean, and if you want to loop that in a for loop, we have to make our custom object, which is the fruit bag in this case, an iterator. Yeah. So we're implementing the iterator interface on it, so that we can for loop it. Yeah, that's what we have gone so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jason, any question? Yeah, so we created this list, yeah, because of we need this list to be given into this fruit bag to create the fruit bag, right? In order for you to create a fruit bag, what does it take? This is our dependency, fruits, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we've given the list, which is a fruits, into this fruit bag. So we've created the fruit bag. And now we're looping the fruit bag object we have. Yeah. So the for loop is happy because of before it wasn't happy because of it said, oh, I don't understand, what are you? Because of you have to be an iterator for me to loop through you. So we made this guy as an iterator. Now he's happy, but we still need to implement the methods the iterator has. Yeah, because of this iterator interface has next and has next. has next and has next.
Yeah.
This has, I'm posing next and has next, yeah.
What's
Yeah.
it actually saying?
What do you mean?
Have, that word has next.
Has next is returns true if iteration has more elements. So
Oh, have you got a next element?
exactly. Exactly. That's what that says, right? Has next. Do you have next? Do you have any more next elements from
Yeah.
the loop? Yeah. The next gives you the next element. That's it. It gives you the next element, which is the T type of an iterator.
It's the way they write it. You have to then put it into proper English to ask the questions to understand it.
Yeah. Exactly. These are function names, right? To represent, what that thing needs to do is the comment here. No, is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So we need to implement those functions, right? Because of it's an iterator we're implementing. Then this fruit bag will be an iterator, will be considered as an iterator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we need to implement has next. So because before I didn't have it. See, I take it off, and then the error comes, and it says implement members. Iterator has next and next. So which we need to implement. So I'm implementing them, right? So let's see. How do we implement this? Yeah. How do we tell this fruit bag has next elements, and what is the next element? So the next element will be a fruit because it's an iterator of fruits. Yeah. So the next return you the type of the iterator, as in the next element in the list. Yeah.
Mm.
In the iterator. I don't want to call this as a list, because a list is one type of an iterator. We're creating another type here, which is our fruit bag. We're making, fruit bag becomes an iterator, because we saw list is an iterator. It's not its own type itself. Iterable. It's giving the iterator, exposing the iterator to work with. So we are creating our own iterator here. It's our custom iterator, and it's the fruit bag. Yeah. So how do we say this thing has next element? So we can say, so I can say this is how we need to implement this. So we can say the list itself it's working with, it's the fruits we take, right? So the fruits. No, before this, yeah. So before this list, we need an index for this, yeah, to check where we are, because of this thing is going to be kind of a list, right? So private var, let's give an index to him. Yeah. Let's start from 0, and let's say if this index is no, greater than or equal to the size of the fruits.
Okay, fruits dot size.
Yeah. Then we're going to stop. Yeah. Else, actually, remove redundant statement, clean up code. No, return. Yeah. No. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's a bit short.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, so if the
if statement in the background.
yeah, because we can sometimes redundant any remove any redundant if statements, right? So we are saying return true or false, because we just want to say true or false to answer whether the fruit bag has next element or not. That's all we're trying to do here, right? So we say index. We will increase the index later when we loop through, when we check for the next item. So the index will grow. And now we say it, and at any point in time, if somebody calls it has next, they will see the index is less than fruit size or not, right? So yeah. So yes. Yeah. I'm thinking.
This is correct, no?
Sorry.
This is okay. I think this code when it equal, there has no next element, then false.
Yeah, so this is correct. Yeah, if index is less than, always if it's as long as this index is less than the fruit size, we can say it has next element. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I'm thinking the next one. So yeah, so that's fine. Or we could if a function is returning something, we can in for all these, we can equal it. We can put it with an equal. Yeah, this is the same as what we had before. Yeah, we could use the IDs help as well, to get there, because in Kotlin it'll say inline this, convert the expression body. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so we can convert this to expression body, and it's better to keep the return type so that it's easier to read. Yeah, has next returns Boolean, and we're checking if the index is less than the size of the list we receive. Then we're saying this fruit bag has next element, right? Happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Now we want to return the next fruit. How do we do that? So we have the list already. So we want to get the list, get the item from it, right? So return fruits index. And you have to implement it, right? So because of this is returning something, you can use the expression body too, convert the expression body. That's it. See how concise this code is? Simple and easy to read. So we're returning the next item so how do we return the next item? So the next item is in this list, right? So we need to get the item from the list with a post increment on the index. You see this plus plus? What does it do? So what would be the first value? Fruits index plus plus. What is the index plus plus would do?
Iterate one. Sorry, no, increment one.
Yes. But what is the value we will see for index plus plus at the very start?
Oh, we will see the apple.
Sorry,
child.
Postfix.
Sorry.
Is a value is 0. Then after signing it become 1.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's the post incremental, right? Post incrementing. Yeah, Jason, did you see that? I think you were trying to say the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I said it was just incrementing 1.
Yeah. Okay. Right. It won't be 1 at the start. It is 0. Okay. It is 0. But index plus plus wouldn't become 1 when we execute this code, right? What it will do is, because of plus plus is what the post incremental for, right? So index will be 0. So it will be first read as 0. And after the value is read here, it will assign index plus plus to itself. So plus plus as an operator will be applied on the variable index after the value is read. Yeah. So this, so we can get confused here, like, so the fruits index plus plus would be 1, but we want to get the 0 index from the list, right? First.
Yeah.
So if there are 2 fruits, we want to get apple first. But if index plus plus is incrementing this to 1 at the time of we are reading this, then it will get the second one, which is the banana, because of index 1 is the second one in the list, no?
Yeah.
It won't work like that. So it will read the value first, because we're doing a post incremental here. That's the important bit here. So it will read the value first, which is 0, and it will check what's the index 0 in the fruits list. That's apple. That's what it will give as next element, right? After that's done, it will do the plus plus operation on it. Then the index will become 1. Yeah. So now the index value is now 1. So next time when somebody comes in, it will see what's the index value, which is 1. Get the second one from the list, and it will then increment the index to 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. But there is another one which is pre-incrementing. If you do that, all this will be the other way. It'll increment the value first, and it'll let the thing to be read. So as it comes here, it'll be 1. It won't be 0.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pre-incrementing.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, I mean, this will go wrong, right? But it's there. We can use it for other things, other purposes, but we need a post incremental here.
Post increment, yeah.
Yes, to start to read the value first and then increment to the plus, which is 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that is quite important here, though, to understand.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's it. So we've made our fruit bag. So Charity is right. That's what he said, post incrementing. Yeah. So fruit bag is an iterator now. So it's gonna behave like a list for us. So we can loop through this, and we can say, can we print our fruits inside this? Yeah. So so how can I say this? Fruits equal f. Oh, sorry. F. Yeah. That's what we're printing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's run this and see that. Building. Yeah, there you go. Look, first floor is apple. Second floor is actually this is the foot. Yeah. Second floor is banana, right? Yeah. So we are iterating our fruit bag, and it's showing us what's the first one and the second one.
Yes.
We're looping it. Yeah. As we have added the fruits in a list, and we gave it to the fruit bag. Yeah. So we actually iterate in the fruit bag now. Yeah. So this is the design pattern it's talking about. So if you want to make something become an iterable, you have to implement iterator, and that iterator is a design pattern, because of then then you need to tell what's the next element and whether it has next element. So if you implement those 2 methods, then we actually applying the iterator pattern here. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it, really. So if you ever, I mean, yeah, rather calling this as a pattern, because this is already there in Java, this is how we can make something become iterable. Huh? Yeah. Cool. Any questions, Charit? Or anything to add in?
No, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Jason, anything to add in, or can you think of anything? You always come up with the some extra bits to apply into this. I mean, suddenly you're very good at that.
No, at the moment it's quite clear. You just wanted to make one object iterable.
Correct. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the post increment.
Yeah.
That's what threw me at first, but now I understand the post increment is
correct. Yeah.
Read the first element and then the second.
Yeah. Read the value as it is, and then increment it. That's what the post increment means. So read the value first, then increment it. Yeah. Read the value first. Read the value first, which is 0, and then increment it. So once it's read, then it will increment the value. Yeah. Yeah, this is post increment, right? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
When you call the for loop, it goes through the has next and the next.
Exactly. Yes, because of it's the iterator now. So iterator, if you are looping the iterator, the for loop will check what's the next item, has next is there, whether it's true, and blah blah blah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you mess up with these, our loop will go wrong. Say, imagine, let's let's make it this, or let's make it this or something. You know, I mean, it's completely wrong now. You know, the check and all that.
Yeah.
You know what it does. So we will see some. Yeah, there you go. No results printed. You know, because if it's always thinking there is no hash element next element. You know, yeah. So it has to be this to be true. Index has to be less than the fruit size so that it has elements. That's it. So that's what the for loop is checking here. You're right. Yeah. So yeah. So ones will be now printed. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Shall we move to the next one if you're happy with this? This is the iterator pattern anyway. Yeah.
You can stop the recording and start again.
Okay then. Okay, cool. I'll end the session as well because I mean, you know, then yeah.
We've only got 3 minutes left.
Yeah, then it will stop, you know, if you start the next one recording. Yeah, I'll start the next session, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay then. I'll see you in a bit.
Okay.